Jamaican Hurdle Kings, Hansle Parchment, the defending Olympic champion, Rasheed Broadbell, Commonwealth champion, and Orlando Bennett roared in the semi-finals of the men's 110 meters hurdles. People, we're looking good. Welcome back to the channel, people. Welcome back to the channel. If this is your first time here, thank you for making Peter Lloyd World. Go ahead, please hit the subscribe button so we continue to grow. When you do that, hit the notification bell so you know when the next video drops. You drop a video this once a day here in Peter Lloyd World. Also, if you enjoy the content, please hit the like button and finally leave your thoughts. So, ready? Yeah. Good to go. Well, first up, let me just say this. I cannot show you any video clips from the Olympic Games. It's not like World Championships or the Diamond League or something else. I cannot show you, not even a millisecond, or I will get a strike. If I get 3 strikes from the Olympic Committee, I'm not on more channel. So I can't show you anything. However, we were going to go through these races because the truth is the Jamaican 110 meter hurdles men, they dazzled. They looked really, really solid. 2 of them in particular going into these finals. Now, I realize in talking to many of you and some of the comments I see on the channel page, only giving up, Lord, it done. We no win no 100. We no win no 100. We done. This, we all kind of nonsense. Listen to me, people. The games are still going on. There are many Jamaicans out there participating, and I'm very, very certain we are going to get a gold medal today. I'm almost 100% certain, and it's going to come from men's discus. I can almost bet you. I have my reasons. However, we have to remain positive and support these athletes regarding no matter what. You don't support people when things are up. You support them also when they're down. Remain positive. Okay, so let's get into this after that small lecture. Let's get into this because you're going to be excited about this. In this morning's session of the Paris Olympic Games, the Jamaican 110 meter hurdlers, including Orlando Bennett, who shone, Rasheed Broadbell, who looks as if he's getting back into his best shape here in the Olympics, and Hansle Parchment all made it through to the finals, and they all looked solid, particularly Orlando Bennett and Rasheed Broadbell. However, in heat number 1, Hansle Parchment faced off against his nemesis, this young man, Grant Holloway of the United States. In the end, Holloway ran and won in a time of 12.98. Parchment came 3rd, running a season's best of 13.19. Now, Parchment did not go through the automatic 2, but based on his time of 13.19 throughout the 3 races of the semifinals, the Jamaican Olympic gold medalist will be able to defend his medal at the finals. Now, Parchment, of course, and Grant Holloway have a long-standing rivalry. Now, as always, Holloway was out like a bullet. Grant Holloway, of course, is the world record holder in the 60 meter hurdles. And Parchment was slow to get out. And it cost him in the end. Grant Holloway dominated throughout the entire race. Parchment attempted to surge, but it just didn't happen. And in the end, he was caught on the line by the Spanish athlete. Holloway looked solid. Parchment again needs to fix his start. He has that mid-speed into the top end, but that start is terrible. Holloway looked really good. I'm going to be very frank with you. Now, as we said in the heats, Rasheed Broadbell looks to me as if he's rounding into his best form for the 2024 season. He won his heat, meaning semi-final number 2, impressively, and again looked like the Rasheed Broadbell of last year. Broadbell took this win ahead of the American Crittenden. Broadbell ran 13.21 to Crittenden 13.23 to win. Now, Rasheed Broadbell looked solid in this race, but again, his start was not his best. It was definitely better than in the heats. So he was, within the first second, by the second hurdle, he was right beside everyone else. However, he still had to make up time. I don't know what's it with Broadbell and Parchment in terms of their starts. Broadbell, apologies, took command in, I'd say, the last hurdle 9 into hurdle 10, and the rest, as they say, was history, as you can see here. Headed into the line quite confidently ahead of the American. He looked really good, people. 13 point, I think it was 13.22 or 21. Yeah. So he looked good to me. However, it was this young man, Orlando Bennett, who was most impressive in his semifinal number 3. Bennett was absolutely in charge from the get-go. Had a solid start, better than the other two, Rasheed Broadbell and Parchment, and was in the thick of it all the way up into the 5th hurdle. By about the 5th into the 6th hurdle, he started to move ahead. He looked quite confident, took on the American. And of course, in that after the last hurdle, that flat speed, he went to ahead of the American Daniel Roberts, which is a big deal. Daniel Roberts is an incredible hurdler. So I was very impressed, most impressed with Orlando Bennett's run. Bennett is looking good. Now, the fastest qualifiers going in to the finals of the men's 110 meter hurdles in this year's Paris Olympic Games is Grant Holloway with that 12.98. Orlando Bennett, second fastest qualifying time and new personal best of 13.09. Daniel Roberts of United States with 13.10. Parchment comes in 5th with 13.19, a season's best, and Broadbell 6th with 13.21. So this is a very, very good look for the Jamaican trio. All 3 Jamaicans are through to the finals, as well as all 3 Americans, and I think the battle is really between us and the Americans. Daniel Roberts looked like Daniel Roberts. We saw him here at either Racers Grand Prix or the Invitational. I'm not sure. I don't remember at this point. But Roberts has been solid all season, and he looked good here. Don't expect him to be a walk over. The other American, Cretenden, also gave a good account of himself, looked solid in this process. The most impressive of the Americans, of course, is the 60-meter world record holder and second fastest man all time over the 110 meters hurdles, which is the American Grant Holloway. I mean, clearly he's a person to beat. He's been consistent all year, and he's looking solid. What I can say is, we're going to go through this again. The Jamaicans have a way of catching him and passing him. But the way I see Holloway running, what I realize he's doing, he's getting out, which he normally does. And normally he sorts of fades and we catch him. He's not creating any opportunity for that here at this point. However, I do believe us Jamaicans have a huge chance of hitting that podium, and I don't mean a small one, a pretty big chance based on what I'm seeing. It would appear to me that, well, we talk about that in a few. Holloway, as one would anticipate, looks good. He really is the person to beat in this instance. Let's not lie to ourselves. He looks solid. He's been solid all throughout, and he has ran each round as if it was the finals. Every round, no easing up. He's just ran. And I think he's the only person who has run sub 13 thus far. Now, the Jamaicans. Parchment has to fix his start. He has to. It is his Achilles heel, and his start seems to be even worse now than it was last year. He must fix his start. He clearly has the flat speed. He has improved, and I believe that he will adjust, because here's something that you have to remember. Parchment is extremely experienced. Now, I know he's 34 years of age. That's a big deal. But I think if he's able to get even a reasonable start, he doesn't have to be the perfect start, he will be a factor, because he's still able to climb throughout between hurdle 4 and hurdle 10. He becomes very dangerous, especially the last 3 hurdles. So I do believe that Parchment is a factor, but he must fix the start. That is his one Achilles heel at this point. Then there's this young man, the national champion, Rasheed Broadbell. Now, Broadbell, to me, looks as if he's beginning to peak. That makes him super dangerous. He's very experienced, and he knows how to come from behind. He just has to get a solid start. If he gets a solid start, it's going to be hard to keep him off that podium. I'm not saying it's going to be easy. He has to remain technically proficient, but the confidence I see in this young man, the way he is executing, we're seeing not the Broadbell of old. He's not back. He's better. Yes, I did that. Yes, I did it. Yeah, I said that. He's not back, he's better. Yeah, you heard me say it. When you hear me say it? Yeah, me say it. All right. Those of you who are track savvy knows exactly why I said that. People, I try to make light because I know that a lot of your spirits are down, but I'm saying based on what I'm looking at here, my track record thus far this year is down to about a 45% accuracy, which is still pretty good. Broadbell looks good. He just has to, if he gets a better start than he got in the semifinals, he's going to be really, really dangerous. And I'm seeing sub 13 in his future. And I'm talking about this future because whoever wins, they have to run sub 13. There's no question. The only way to catch Holloway is sub 13. And I know Broadbell can do it. Then there is this young man, the new treasure, Orlando Bennett. Bennett looks good. Second fastest qualifying time going in. And I believe once pushed, he will also hit that sub. Because he's peaking. He's literally peaking as we speak throughout the rounds. He's getting faster and faster. I believe he ran a PB in the heats, but I know he just ran a PB here. And I think he's going to run even faster in the in the finals. So people, I know some of you are giving up hope. You've given up the ghost, so to speak, but you know I'm the eternal positivist and I look at the numbers. Fact is, looking at what I just saw, we have a humongous chance of being on that podium. There will not be an American sweep. I don't see that happening. It's not impossible, but I'm telling you, we should be on that podium. I see at least all three of our Jamaican men. Parchment just has to fix his start. Bennett just has to press a little more, and I see he has more in the legs. And Broadbell just has to get a better start. And it's danger, game over for the Americans. They are our biggest problem at this point. Can anyone beat Holloway? Yes. Yep. Someone said to me, Grant Holloway and the Jamaicans, and I responded by saying, listen, the only people who have beaten Grant Holloway consistently are the Jamaicans, Broadbell and Parchment. I don't care what I say, I'm afraid of them. If I have any sense, he must be. But this, of course, is my 2 cents. Now, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, notification bell, and the like button. Remember, you are royals, kings, and queens. Bless us!